My name is Nassim Saabs.
So obviously these bases have other ulterior means. Some of them have already been used to in-house alien beings. Our government chooses not to let this out to the public for two reasons. The first main reason is that they don't want to panic the public. And their second main reason is that they don't want the public to know the alien agenda. My first part of my talk will be talking predominantly about the alien agenda and what it means for us on planet Earth. Of course, you remember the skin, you couldn't bend it or cut it or anything. The way they did this, of course, they dropped liquid nitrogen on it, and they used a hammer technique of shattering it, and it became brittle. But once again, it's composed of nothing but alien elements, which are, by the way, we're not able to understand where this particular elements come from in the skin. It's the thickness of the sheets of paper you're writing on, and that's all that's needed to be meteor-proof and missile-proof and everything else. And these things have crashed, of course, and they've also been shot down by luck, predominantly not by skill. And I'll let you look at that, but you can handle these other things, but don't handle this.
You say they've been shot down, Phil. How would they have done that with a
Charge
projectile?
Charge particle and beam weapon, as well as a railgun. Reusable railgun. And
That works so when the shot's done, you spray it out.
no, not really. A railgun is an electronic gun that shoots a projectile about 25,000 miles an hour, much faster than any rifle bullet. I'll have a question and answer period. You can come up, take a look at these artifacts. Here's a couple of magazines. The Spotlight. Anyway, here's the Alien Digest that got my friend killed. Here's some of my father's notes. Those are blanks there, but there's the famous Popular Science about secret airbase. By the way, if it doesn't exist, how come they printed it? Here's a Nazi saucer. That was done by Vladimir Tversky, who was a Russian space engineer of some fame. Here's the new periodic chart of the elements. You can go ahead and look through it. Incidentally, here is a unique piece of hardware too. It's an ordinary gold watch. The only thing unique about this particular gold watch is that it's a Waltham, but on the back, on the reverse, it's made in Montauk, New York. It just happened to be used by my dad in the Philadelphia experiment. And it happens to be keeping a rather accurate time. Anyway, I need a seat, and I'll let you look.
Can we get one of those tires?
Actually, the heaviest is the Mernite, that kind of gold-looking material. Be very gentle with these. These aren't normal specimens. and one person handling one piece at a time.
Can we get a periodic chart like that? Use some of those?
Yes, I do.
How much
These are
are
$4 a piece.
Okay, I'll take one.
And a year ago, these were secret. Above top secret. By the way, here's your. Thank you very much. Let's see what this is for you.
They want to see the skin of the ship.
After we take a look, I might ask you to take your seat and we'll have a question and answer period, and then I'll wrap it up. Okay. The aerial maps are $2 if you want one of those. Those are actual aerial maps used at Groom Lake, and those were made in 1966. I also have portfolios of selected pictures of the atomic bomb blasts at Bikini, as well as Val Thor. And if there's some of them that need labeling, I'll label them for you after the talk.
Do you have one like that?
Yes, I do. Matter of fact, this I can't sell. Take a look inside of that canyon, so to speak. We're in an interesting formation. See how the wood fibers have just literally been separated.
That's cut.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, you've heard about straws and going through telephone poles after a tornado. Well, maybe this was that kind of a thing, although it seems really remote.
Oh, those are $20.
Yeah, these are $20, and they're a select group.
Is this in there too?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll just throw this in. How about that? What's inside these? There's a select group of pictures, like here at the street saucers leaving ground zero. I have other ones marked with USS Eldridge.
If we're downing one a day in this country, wouldn't it seem logical that there would be more people that would be aware of debris?
No, I'll tell you why. As soon as one is downed, they're attacking certain northern tier state Air Force bases, predominantly. If you can get on those bases or stray onto those Air Force bases without getting arrested, good luck. But if one of those craft is down, they seal off the whole area, period. They being the federal government, police and whatnot, Air Force police, or whatever, air base or army base or tank base or whatever you got in that area. They seal off the whole area. Anybody caught in there is shot on sight or immediately arrested and detained. By the way, a military base can circumvent the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights. An Indian reservation can do the same thing. Is this what our government, this was supposed to have been laid out by our founding fathers? I don't believe so. I think we can do better. I know we can do better. I also know that our present government's stature is so punitive, it's very reminiscent of early Nazi days with Adolf Hitler. In fact, New World Order was taken from his manifesto, so to speak, in 1933. He actually said, "We will form a new world order."
Where was the third one in Colorado? You said one was DIA, the second one was the northeastern part of Weld County.
One is down, I believe, you know where Telluride, Colorado is?
Yeah.
Okay, it's due east of Telluride by about 13 or 14 miles, if I remember. And you can't miss it because if you take some of the side roads, you'll see vented air shafts coming right out of the rock. That's typical of an underground base. Or if you're traveling along by car, by jet, you'll see a truncated mountain. Remember the truncated mountain? You saw as we were curving around going to Las Vegas and the plane was banking like this. And I said, hey, Al, look at deep underground military base. And the cockpit door was open. It says, oh God, and what they did is they did this and worked around and just as you got your camera out.
Right.
I already had a picture of it. And that was, by the way, one of the bases at S4, because it had circled around Area 51, and that was one of the bases. So I actually saw it from the air. It's been there, for about 30,000.
How deep are they?
They can run, the deepest deep underground military base is 2.5 miles underground. The Dulce base is 2.5 miles underground. That's pretty close to 13,000 feet. 5,280 feet make a mile.
You don't have any temperature or high temperature problems, do you?
No, as a matter of fact, in certain sandstones, you actually get a lower temperature involved in ground surface.
And water leaking again.
Water leaches out. Of course, that has to be sealed. Protective sealant, very difficult in some cases. By the way, this ring I'm wearing has a sapphire. When you blow mountains apart, there's sapphires in mountains. I had that professionally cut, where it kind of is a good luck piece. It's a blonde 6-ray star sapphire, American star sapphire.
It's been working.
Yes.
You might add.
I had it cut and polished and the setting made in Las Vegas. Some of my different days. Yeah.
Well, what about when you're just driving along and it seems to be nothing around and you'll see these white pipes coming out of the ground with turbines on the top?
Exactly.
Is that one?
That's one type.
There's one of those
That's an
in
air shaft.
Denver. I mean, I've seen them along the highways in Denver. It's like industrial or commercial stuff over here, and then all of a sudden you see all these white tubings along the highway.
Those are air shafts. Some of them are run very deep. Some of them are run only 400 or 500 feet underground.
You know, you don't have to be a military tactician. That's very vulnerable. Plug those things up and pump some bad gas down there while having.
Well, I guess I'm not a tactician and such, so
Yeah.
that's kind of moot. Yeah, that's one way of telling. Yes, sir.
Are there any of those underground bases in Nebraska or Kansas?
In every state, there's at least 2.
You know where they are in Nebraska?
I'd have to look on a map. I couldn't tell you
Probably
absolutely.
off it,
Beg pardon?
probably off it, Air Force Base.
Yeah, probably off it. Maybe it is, maybe so. Yeah. That's also where they took some of the alien remains and saucer remains right off the bat. It's off at Air Force Base. Okay, any more questions? One more question.
Do they have underground base up by Sedona, Arizona? North?
Yes, sir. They do, and it's a very deep base indeed. In fact, they're going to make it deeper than any other base, and they want to take it 4 miles down.
What's it called again?
Sedona, Sedona, Arizona.
Is that one that's just
A
north?
lot of
the.
I beg pardon?
Just northeast of there, or northwest?
Yes, just northwest. Well, that's all, folks, and I think I better leave some time for Al Bailey. And I better munch a sandwich before I become an alien. Anyway,
Mainstream UFO news. It will continue to increase because they have to get the population that doesn't know about these things ready to receive their quote-unquote alien brothers and sisters from far away. Their alien brothers and sisters from far away gonna come be with them and make them nice and make everything nice and good. The alien brother and sister gonna come over here and be okay, and everything's gonna be nice, and we can all sing happy, happy, joy, joy together with the aliens. See, these people, they will not say the truth.